My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 2nd, 2025. It is 3:09 a.m. This is video number 2. I'm pretty much continuing from the list that I have. So let's go on X. I don't have that many tweets left. Prince William will get on a plane for galas and football. Prince William plans to attend World Cup matches in LA, and so does Harry, celebrity. So Henry VIII retweeted this. So there's me here responding about an hour ago. Harry should follow up with his space. Okay, remember this?
As for his relationship with Prince William,
the relationship is space.
By filing a restraining order against his bro for coming, laughing my ass off, just saying. We don't throw eggs here, and he needs to pay for his own security. Enter at your own risk, William. So Kitty will fly to the States for a match but can't drive down the road for the women's final. Houseway. I think he should go to Canada. Why do the royals want US attention so much? We expelled the great empire and its monarch almost 250 years ago. Go to the Commonwealth country, really. And I don't know if American will be paying attention to that, but with the No King Day thing that happened this year, I don't know. Galas and men's foodies, remember, he was president of the Football Association when the women were in the final in Australia, then go. He's now just patron of the Football Association, as being president unelected like his dad was too much hard work, really, like his wife doesn't do work. Okay, what he stood on, a peasant, men's football. Okay, I'm not even gonna go into this. Okay, the celebrity, you could pause and read. Maybe these 3 I'll read. This dude is always caught looking really aggressive. Since then, say he loves to fight people allegedly to lose his anger. He should join the MMA. They will beat him to heaven and back, but at least he can get rid of some of his aggression. Then Harry said recently that he's not much of a fan of soccer. I don't know if he said that. He does everything but work. Let's see this one respond. Football, but yeah, he's more into rugby. Okay, so maybe Harry will not be joining unless if they invite him, similar to the Dodger thing. Football, not soccer. Well, if it's some American who's writing this, but whatever, let me leave that alone. Next tweet. Okay. William has to be the head of the institution which effectively tortured his mother. He can't attack the monarchy, he has to lead, so he attacks his mother's memories of it. So she retweeted Kaiser, celebrity. Princess Diana's panorama interview is Prince William's wound that will not heal. That's for sure. I don't know who he listened to, or maybe the host, the institution made him do it to talk.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. That BBC employees lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother, made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
Yeah, they were planning for the Queen to be gone. Okay, I feel sorry for her. She was a mere child, bought into that cult for the sole purpose of bringing William into this world. Her payback was not only losing her life, but also being backstabbed by him. Yeah, when you look at it that way, which is true, yeah. Heartbreaking. At least she's been avenged by her only true son, Harry. Yeah, that's the part I was saying in my other video. That Harry went to court to make sure the tabloid, the paper, apologized to his mother. One of the worst things the Crown did was erase the age gap between Charles and Diana. It's a big part of the story. That too. His view on this is Exhibit A, and how emotionally stunned he is, and why his marriage was never going to be a happy one. He cannot conceive of his mother as an individual outside of the framework of the monarchy and the gray man. I think he's completely bought into the idea that publicly speaking out is effectively the worst thing a royal can do. I think so too, but I also think he just doesn't believe any of Diana's view of her life and choices. That might be true because, in my view, which I've said before, some of you might really hate when I keep on saying I've said in other videos, is that once his mother passed, I think the institution went on a quest to erase whatever Princess Diana taught him. I stumbled on a article where Charles was taking William to parties where the tabloids were at. Okay, I remember when I first stumbled on it, I was gonna ignore it. I was looking for something completely different. I don't remember what I was searching for, but I was searching for something and I stumbled on that article. And I was gonna brush it off and say, whatever. I probably have it recorded on a video similar to what I'm doing here because none of my videos are planned. And I was like, what the hell? And then it clicked. I was like, oh my God, Charles is training him to cozy up with the tabloid. Okay? So I think Charles at a young age since Princess Diana died, made William feel that in order for him to have positive coverage is to rely on the tabloid and be friended with them. When in fact, his true self character, once you have the people behind you, okay, they understand what you're trying to do and they respect your work, you have nothing to worry about, even if the tabloid is saying nonsense about you. Okay, perfect example, Harry and Meghan. Their true character is coming out. Yeah, it might take a while for people to see it, but if they are true to themselves and doing what's right, eventually people will see it. But William, on the other hand, I think left all of his confidence on the tabloid only and forget about the people and just perform for the people. Okay, I think so too, but I also think he just doesn't believe any of Diana's view of her life and choices. All right, let's read some and then that's it. Okay, I don't know about belief. I think he doesn't care. I think, like his father and his grandparents, Diana should have accepted any treatment from the firm in exchange for being one of them. Yes, this is mostly what I mean. I don't think he believes her life was so bad that Charles was that shitty, that she was in a way entitled to feel the way she did, and even if it was, so what? Okay, this is the difference between these people who grew up in the institution. They do not know any life outside of the institution. Okay, Princess Diana was living her life very carefree. You see old pictures of her with her sisters just having fun, and she was living in a flat with a roommate from what I've read. Okay, so she understands the hardship outside of the palace. And this is why she was trying to train her kids to do charitable work, see how people live outside of the institution. So for William being inside, he doesn't know the hardship that goes, the everyday life. With Harry, I think they tried to do it, like erase whatever Princess Diana instilled in him. But the difference is that they didn't really care too much about Harry. So he had the freedom to travel outside of the UK and see life outside of the UK. So that there was a tug of war at some point before Meghan came. All those negative images you were seeing about Harry, drink, smoking, and all that. There was a tug of war, I think, that was going on where, in my humble opinion, Harry was trying to understand what his mother taught him versus what the institution was trying to made him believe. And then with his own two eyes, he saw things when they sent him to the Commonwealth. And he had said in the Obama Foundation that when they sent him to places that were very rough, okay?
Back. So I think that, look, lots of people say that, oh, your job of traveling the world is wonderful. Of course it's wonderful. But when we get sent to some countries, we don't always get to see the beautiful parts. We're always there trying to deal with some of the issues, but also doing everything we can to bring people together to make change.
So he got to see the rough side of those places, not the beautiful part. Okay, when the others, let's say William and Charles and the Queen, go to the Commonwealth, they show them the beautiful part. But Harry, on the other hand, they were sending him places that the others did not want to go. So in a way, they were training Harry without even knowing. So the tug of war that they were having was, okay, Princess Diana's teaching, the institution teaching, and Harry's reality when they sent him to the Commonwealth, the rough places. Okay, Willie's behavior toward his mother is an insult to the Spencers. Yeah, even as a toddler, you see him walking into a room, punching between Princess Diana's leg. So Diana was curbing. If she was still alive, I don't think William would have been the way that he is, because Diana saw all the bad behavior and she was trying to curb or teach him this is not acceptable. But they took her life away. If he was bright, he would have protected his brother and worked hard to change the monarchy, but he is not innovative. He just follows the status quo. Yeah, 100%. If he hadn't proven himself to be so thoroughly rotted, I will feel sorry that he basically has to become the very people that killed his mom. Harry wasn't lying when he called him trapped. Yeah, they are trapped.
My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
They also do things where they are trying to impose his brother's personality onto William. Harry got the Murdochs to apologize to his mother, so now they want a story about how William has done the same thing. Yeah. The thing is that, I've said this so many times, the institution wants the final product, okay? But the hard work that goes behind getting to the finished product, they don't want to do it. They see Harry does something, so they think this is the blueprint to follow without knowing what Harry did behind the scene, probably staying up all night, making phone calls to different regions around the world, different time zone, and things like that, to be able to have the final product. I was thinking of the Invictus as I was saying some of these. Okay, but William doesn't want to do that. He see the finished product and that's all he wants to do. And he will call celebrities to come and join him at the finish, the red carpet and things like that. It doesn't work like that. The people sometimes he called to join him at the red carpet don't even know why they're there. Okay, I give you a few bucks, just show up. They be like, yeah, okay. Hey, everybody needs money. Especially if the money is very favorable. Yeah, I'll come and spend a few minutes with you. And when they ask them about the things that they're there for, they don't even know.
I have to be honest, I had
if he was bright, he would have protected his brother and worked hard to change the monarchy. Okay, Harry was William's eyes and ears outside of the institution. Meghan Grace was pretty much William's eyes behind his head. But he didn't see it that way. But the institution knew that, because I think they were trying to change Harry and they couldn't get to Harry. So the best thing to do is divide the brother. And then the other brother bought it. But he is not innovative. He just follows the status quo. Okay, this is the one I should have been. 100%. If he hadn't proven himself to be a thorough-worded, I would feel sorry that he basically had become the very people that killed his mom. Harry wasn't lying when he called him trap. Okay, did I finish with all of that? They also do things where they are trying to impose his brother's person. Okay, I read all of this. So let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so I'm done with the royal family. This is something that has to do with World Trade Center. Off topic completely from this point on. Let's pause this. Alright, so this probably a US topic. The World Trade Center movie by Oliver Stone. I worked on that movie as a cop. Alright, 2 minutes and 1 second. There's no comment. They blacked the comment. Okay, listen.
Let me show you just how strong the white supremacy propaganda machine is. Do any of y'all remember this movie, World Trade Center, with Nicolas Cage in it? It was a real big deal because it was the first movie about the 9/11 tragedy. And of course, the movie is supposed to be based off of the actual events that happened that day. Well, according to the events that happened, there was a Marine that saved many lives and pulled people out of the wreckage, the rubble, from the World Trade Center buildings collapsing. And that Marine was very brave and valiant. He was an American hero. And in the movie World Trade Center, this is who they had to play the Marine. You can see him right there. Did y'all know that this is the actual Marine that was full of bravery and courage, that saved countless lives, that pulled people out of the wreckage and rubble? An American hero. But somehow, Hollywood thought that it was best to portray this American hero, who is a black man, as a white man. See, America has a long-standing history of lying about who black people are. When black people are brave and valiant, when black people make inventions, when black people build an entire nation for you, you lie about who they are and you give those credits to your own people, to white people. And then you turn around and lie and make up statistics and make up false narratives about who black people are to fit your agenda that you are the people that are good and right.
Okay, couple things we could take from this. Depend if I'm gonna keep the two tweets that I mentioned about William in this video. You could see the same pattern the institution does with what he's saying here. Okay, the hard work that makes someone look good. Okay, they see the finished product, they grab the finished product and they make it theirs, but the thing, the hard work that goes behind it for them to do, they don't want to do it. It's the same pattern. There was something else I was thinking, but I can't think of it. If I think of it, I'll mention it.
When in all actuality, you have to lie about who we are and paint a false narrative.
Oh, the other thing is about what I say about the African American. When the tabloid that was in video 1, which probably gonna be on PYTE of today's date, when I said African American, the headlines that the tabloid was writing about Meghan, and I said there's no way she could be what the tabloid was saying. Because I live in the US, I see how African American lives. They're not that type. Yes, there will be some. I don't want to put all African American under the same umbrella. But one thing for a fact, discipline, respect, understanding. You don't bother them, they don't bother you. You come for them, they have to protect themselves. Okay? The kind of fight that they did to get where we are, for many of us to come in the US, for anybody to talk down on them, there is absolutely no way. Okay? But let me move it back, okay? hopefully I don't say anything.
Or to fit your agenda that you are the people that are good and right, when in all actuality, you have to lie about who we are and paint a false narrative. It wasn't blacks or Hispanics that took the life of Charlie Kirk. Whenever you think of 9/11, just remember they lied about who a hero was. They lied about everything else regarding black people.
I hope this guy is alive that he's mentioning, because there have been a lot of health issues with many of the first responders during that 9/11 because of toxic materials that were used to construct the World Trade Center. All right, so I asked Google. So, you know, I could feel confident with what I'm telling you, okay? The thing that I asked Google, were toxic materials that was used to build the first World Trade Center? The answer is yes. The construction of the original World Trade Center tower used toxic materials, most notably asbestos, for fireproofing and strengthening. Other hazardous materials include lead and electrical cable, polychlorinated, abbreviate to this, PCBs and electrotransformers, and heavy metals. While not used in initial construction, the collapse released these and other toxins such as dioxin and all of that. Okay, you could look into it. So there were a lot of health issues with first responders, and a lot of them have died, and very sadly, Congress did not want to provide health care for them. Okay, so this is what I typed on Google. How 9/11 World Trade Center affect first responders in New York City? I'm not gonna read all, but you could ask Google the same question. Okay, so this is the response. The 9/11 attack on World Trade Center had devastating and long-lasting effect on New York City first responders, primarily from inhaling toxic dust that led to severe respiratory illnesses and cancers, including a high rate of certain cancers compared to the general population. Additionally, responders suffer from a significant physical injuries, gastrointestinal tissue, there's all of this, headache and mental health condition like PTSD. The physical and psychological toll has been immense, with many suffering permanent health problems and some experiencing accelerated decline in lung function that did not improve over time. Okay, so you could look at all of that. So a lot of things that happen, the construction, this is what I've said in past videos. We learn from other construction. So when certain devastation happens, okay, they learn from it, so they don't use this type of things anymore, okay, in the construction industry. All right, so let's leave this topic alone. There's so much we could learn from that. The next one, we're gonna talk about Costco. Let's go on X. But white supremacy have the same mindset. They there for just creating chaos. Look what Trump is doing, okay? This is off topic right now. My guys, Republican in the US, they control the Senate, the House, pretty much the, Supreme Court, and the executive, which is Trump position. They pretty much control all form of government in the US. This is why, if you live outside of the US, this is why you see this chaos are happening, because they control in terms of power. So other states, people who knows the law, are doing their own little battle here and there in the courts.
I have to explain why it is and why it matters that we stand up to Trump. Because if we continue to bend the knee to him, even as Democrats, then our democracy that is hanging literally by a thread, it potentially will fall. And so we can't put him in this situation where he just does whatever he wants to. He already knows that the Supreme Court will have his back. He already knows that House Republicans will have his back. He already knows that Senate Republicans will have his back. The only defenders that we have are Democrats. That is why we saw the results that we saw on November 4th in this entire country. Overwhelmingly, people want to check on his power. And the way that we check him is we put him into a corner. He knew that November 4th was a bad day for him and his policies. And we've got to stand up and recognize our power right now, and our power lies in the people.
And then they don't even follow some of the rulings that's happening. I think there's something that happened to one of Trump's, was it Bundy or something? They caught her removing evidence in court or something like that. So I think the judge asked for her arrest or something. You could look more into it. I'm just sitting back and watching. But the main thing here, the reason I'm bringing all of this, they control all form of government. You would have thought the country, because they want power, you would have thought they will do something positive with it so people will continue voting for them. They're pretty much thanking the government, the country. People don't even want to come to the U.S. for vacation. I mean, you could understand. Why would you want to come to a country where, due to your skin color or whatever ideology, these people those ICE agents have in their mind, to line you up for whatever reason? Why would you go to a country, for vacation? Vacation is supposed to be relaxing, enjoy your time, sightseeing without any problem. But these people are creating chaos. But anyway, let's leave that alone. So this has to do with Costco. Costco is one of those big box wholesale that did not follow the DEI kind of thing that Trump was trying to do. Okay? And this is why Target and many other, I think Walmart, are having issues because African Americans don't want to go by there. And I think they might be filing for bankrupt. Let me see. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, so no, Target did not file for bankruptcy. I thought they did. Which one did? I read somewhere let me pause again. So Target did not file for bankruptcy. So let's scratch this off. Okay, so this is what I type on Google. Which big box store filed for bankruptcy in 2025? In 2025, the big box home decor and furnishing chain At Home filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Several others well-known retailers, some of which are considered big box or large format stores, also filed for bankruptcy in 2025. All right, so there they are here. So there were a couple of them. I don't know why I thought Target. I don't want this video to be too long. All right, so that's this here regarding Costco. Breaking. Retail giant Costco has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration demanding a refund on tariff imposed under federal policy that they argue unlawfully drove up costs. Costco claimed the tariff unfairly inflated their costs and forced them to pass price hikes onto customers. By suing, they're drawing a line. Corporate America won't just absorb economic damage when Washington plays trade politics. If Costco wins, it could open the floodgate for other major retailers to follow suit. That means not just political blowback, but real economic consequences for policymakers who gamble on tariff. I've seen, let's say, CBS and many other things that Trump has sued and they quickly settle. A lot of people were upset. Yes, there's different reasons, but they didn't even give the court a chance to fight. They quickly just settle. And millions. So I'm glad Costco's standing up. Okay? So I don't want to go in the comment. I have another tweet a video that also explained that. Let's talk about that. Maybe I'll record that. I have another thing regarding Haiti. All right, next tweet. Let's listen to this. Wow. Costco is going after the pedophile president over his illegal and unconstitutional tariffs, which constitute the largest tax increase on working-class Americans since the 1980s. Costco is suing the loathsome piece of, there's the word here, and demanding a refund on its tariff expenses. All right. He was playing with people's lives. It's unbelievable. But let's listen to him.
We have some news right now. Costco is suing Donald Trump, asking him to give back all of the money that Costco has had to pay because of Donald Trump's illegal and unconstitutional tariffs. According to NBC News, this lawsuit was filed in the past few days, and Costco argues that Donald Trump's tariffs are completely unconstitutional and is asking to be paid back for all of the money that, essentially, Trump forced them to pay for tariffs. Costco is the latest business to take on the Trump administration. Now, Costco, interestingly, has been very open to taking on this administration. It has refused to roll back DEI policies.
Every time I think of Costco, it reminds me of Adidas during the Hitler era. Okay, just look into Adidas. I have a video about that. Go back and look at it, but I don't want to talk too much about it. I just wanted to bring it up. It crossed my mind.
It has taken on Trump, now literally suing him in a courtroom. While Target and other businesses capitulate, it seems like Costco is not, at least for the moment. Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. I will have much more to come shortly. We have some news right now. Costco.
There was something I was thinking about. I was thinking of something. I can't think of it. So that's that. I'm not gonna go in the comments. Okay. So I added one more tweet to this video, and that will be it. Okay. That oil belongs to Venezuela, not America. Not one American soldiers should lose their life over oil greed. All right. There's so much more going on in South America. But let's listen to this, and then we're done with this video.
Venezuela, for those Americans who do not understand why we need to go in, basically for three reasons. You're in Fox Business. Venezuela, for the American oil companies, will be a field day because it will be more than $1 trillion in economic activity.
Well, they're just saying the quiet part out loud. That was Republican Representative Maria Salazar admitting on national television that the party of no new wars is about to send our children to the slaughterhouse.
And all those stuff, those killing that he's doing in South America regarding this is the pretense. They're creating a reason, okay? Creating a reason to go. But like he said, this woman just said the quiet part out loud, okay? They creating a reason to have control. And they don't say it here, but the UK has its hand in that as well. These are the same group. All right, let's continue.
For big oil. As an Iraq war veteran, I feel like we've done this already. And this slip up is obviously not really being covered by right-wing media outlets.
Why do you think it's not covered? Because they don't want the American people to know about these things. All right? They're using the same tactic, blueprint of the UK by controlling the media to blind people, say nonsense, write fan fiction stories, Meghan, this actress is wearing these shoes, nothing but the news. All right? So, and then they're doing their disaster thing around the world.
We can see on the ground news bias distribution chart, only 17% of right-leaning media outlets are covering this. I love ground news. I use it to argue with my formerly MAGA father. That's right, formerly MAGA. Together, we analyze each story's biases and we use the blind spot feature. And that makes it almost impossible for us to stay inside of our algorithmic bubble. And then we argue. And I usually win that argument because my dad went from burning masks in Florida to sending me this text message right here. It's hard for me
Corey, it's hard for... Oh, he was reading it, okay.
To say I'm wrong, but I was wrong about this creed. If you go to ground.news/CFH, you can get 40% off the Vantage plan. That's the same plan that me and my father use. It would make a great Christmas gift for your Trump voting family. Love you, Dad. Super proud of you, man.
All right. I really thought Florida had it because leading up to the election 2024, you see all these people out there, against Trump, but once they get into the voting booth, it's like there's that switch. They just can't let go of their racist mind. Hey, like I said before, I do not like what we are experiencing right now in the US. It's a self-inflicted wound that was unnecessary. However, in a way, we had to go through it as a country because many people refuse to see reality. When African American experience the hardship, nobody cares. And this is why African American stay out of this political thing. They're minding their own business, they're doing the footwork, they're working, and they, doing that self-joy kind of thing, while the others now got a taste of what African American have gone through and have warned them about. Okay, many of their children were killed unnecessarily. Okay, so now when the ICE agent picking up anybody now, okay, not just immigrants or non-immigrants, real citizens, some of them are different background. Okay, so we had to go through it in order for some people to understand. Now, even though we're going through that, are they learning? When they go to the voting booth, are they gonna attach themselves with their racist mindset where they can't let it go? They would rather burn down the country. But either way, African American will be fine. One thing I have said is that Haitians, okay, from Haiti, once they get their act together, connection with African American is a must. Because I feel like this will be a good connection for if Haiti is safe and people could travel back and forth. It will be a great place for African American to go vacation. All right. And now for South American countries, there is a good awakening that needs to be done with the brown and black people within South America. I think what's happening in the US is it's a learning experience to all of the other countries that have black and brown people. All right, so that's that. Please, the prayer for this video is let there be peace on earth and may God open people's eyes to see what's going on. So that's the prayer. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
Go,
this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better